The town of Ugboko in Delta State, once a peaceful and serene community, now divided against itself following the atrocious terrorism that devastated the Bikchok Healing village in Anyosha North local government area between 18th and 25th of May 2017. It was a mindless attack that claimed 2 lives, left many respectable men, women, and young boys and girls dehumanized, including the Iyese Prime Minister and the Odogu of the community, while properties, cars, and valuable items were touched, vandalized, or carted away. A very tragic sight that confounded both the police and human rights bodies, including the Save Humanity Advocacy Center that visited the village for investigation.
Through the front and the back doors, and they picked me up from my bed and started beating me. They said they were from the palace, that the OB had sent them to collect the vigilante working tools from me. In the process, they carted away all our working materials, including my own private personal properties. After they attacked me that night and collected all the working materials, they beat me to stupor. I was in the hospital the following day when I heard that they went into a full-scale war with our guns. In the process, they got somebody shot dead. I was in the hospital when they called me and told me all that.
The chief antagonist in this disturbing act is alleged to be Prince Nonso Ugboko, a cousin to President Ugboko, the man whose supporters were the victims of the monstrous brigandage.
People are being heavy in our family, and 2 or 3 baggers like Prince Obiajun Ugboko, Ejimofo Ugboko, they are the motivator of this problem, because if they allow us to settle this thing in home, at the same house, by today we will not have problem in the town.
There has been a media trial on a proposed land which was allocated to Liners International Limited for the university and golf course project with 0 payment. However, farmers were duly compensated, while the community will have 40% equity stake in the university on the condition that if after 5 years no development is done on the property, the community will revoke the land.
The crisis that is happening, that is what personally I call heaviness. The university is built, the university is going on. The land belongs to the town, not to any particular person. I will tell you, I had an interview with someone telling people that if our town locate a land for you, after 3 years, they will revoke it. But the man that was saying it, we located the land between close to Renoye. He has not done anything inside. They didn't revoke it. You understand?
The land was approved by the late king of Idumuje Ugboko, Obi Albert Ugboko III, and his council. It was approved by the Land Allocation Committee and the Idumuje Ugboko Development Union (IUDU) before the Anyosha North local government area finally issued a customary right of occupancy based on the approval letter it received from the IUDU.
And we started this thing when the former king we are alive. So everything that happened, the signing, the locating of the land started when the king were alive.
The crisis that climaxed in the horrific terrorism in Ugboko sprang from the nerve and ill-advised decision of Prince Nonso Ugboko to single-handedly attempt to reverse this approval given to Prince Nedu Ugboko for his stars universities.
I will tell you the Ugboko entirely, because there are few that is fighting us. Ugboko entirely is supporting the project, and we, the family of Ugbokos, are supporting the project. There are some bad eggs inside our family. Those are the people that they are not supporting our project, and the project is already done. You understand? If the project is not doing, the first problem we have the first time is that people were saying in our own family that the land the town are locating to net is going to plant palm inside. But today they can't say it because the project is going on.
Chief Christopher Ogu, the Iyese Prime Minister, among others who have chosen to be on the side of truth in all of this madness, have been victimized like common criminals by thugs loyal to the Crown Prince Nonso Ugboko. The Iyese and Odogu are currently in a pitiable state as a result of the crisis.
I was sitting down right here in front of this building in the morning at about 9 o'clock when suddenly I saw troops rushing up and down. And they ran into this compound. And I was wondering what had they come to do on my compound. The next thing I saw, they attacked me. Started beating me, started hitting me, started throwing stones on my roof, started breaking my windows. I had 2 cars parked here. And they broke the windscreens of both cars. This particular car was here. They broke the windscreen, broke the things. Had a Mercedes V-Boot 300, they broke it, they destroyed everything. And I was wondering what's happening. Before I knew it, somebody gave me a slap. And they started beating me physically. They dragged me to the palace. And I got there, I was also humiliated, beaten up. Before I was rescued by friends of mine. And I came home. That was about the 24th of May 2017.
My door, about 3 doors, were destroyed. So I just managed to put on this one now without payment. So, because according to our tradition, the one of the regents, then 100 years ago, there was a war between the traditional and the English people who brought church in our land here. Okay. So they destroyed their house. They arrested the regent and sent him to Calabar. He almost died before they brought him back. So it's a big law. You can't destroy a person's house without to let that person commit murder or do any wrong thing in the community.
The crisis resorted to so many havocs, with 21 persons, including those who didn't support the revocation of land that was duly issued to Linus International Limited for the university and golf course project, got their house burnt. The men were beaten up, after which they were taken forcefully to the palace to answer to the crown prince's finger as the mastermind of the evil and atrocity meted on the victims.
Those boys being planted, they're like thugs. They are being hired. Most of them are not from this town. They are being hired from other communities. Like 2 vehicles came from Asaba that brought some people. They dumped them there. 2 buses from Asaba, bearing Asaba color. It's about 18-seater bus. So those boys, they work there. They just hire them so that they can be intimidating people. So while they were doing that, we grew angry and said, why are they doing all this? We never know they have been sent by the crown prince to stop whatever is going on in the palace. So there's a canopy that they mounted there, about 2 canopies that is supposed to be containing people. So as soon as those people came in to sit, they fell the canopy, they destroyed everywhere. They started shooting. Those boys they hired, they started shooting from the palace, gunshots. But all I noticed was a boy called Aboy. His name is Aboy, he's an indigene. He first opened fire, shot to the air, which drove everybody away from the palace before the thugs now came out. The thugs, they were tying something red bands on their hands, even on the guns they were carrying. They were carrying a double barrel. Some were carrying pump actions, cutlasses and other things. So while those things were going on, people started running everywhere. Myself started running too. I ran to the front of the hall, opposite the palace. That was where I ran into. Started seeing everything that was happening. So as we were there, a bike now brought someone and dropped that person in front of the palace. I saw the very bike. So the next thing I saw was a shot from the palace that killed the bike boy. The bike boy fell down there. The next thing again, they burnt his bike. They burnt one other man's bike. The man's bike, the man's name is Ike. I forgot his son name. That man is an indigene. His bike was also burnt. Then another man's bike again was also burnt. His name is Chusonya. 3 bikes were burnt on that very day, including the one Okada boys that was killed. Till that night, the body was there. Later, they took that body from the palace down to the market square. Before the market square, they dumped the dead body there. They conveyed it with a wheelbarrow, accompanied with 4 people that pushed the wheelbarrow. 1, Jejume.
The other one is Asaba. And 2 others. They conveyed the dead body from the palace to the junction. The boy was lying there. So many people saw the body lying there. Market women. On that very day, why it's so interesting was that very day, that thing happened was the market day, our market day. So people from Onitsha, from different places that came, saw the body there. Till in the evening, night, the body got missing. Not that the body got missing just like that. They came, still from the palace, with a vehicle, conveyed the dead body to unknown destination. Till today, we don't know where they buried that very boy. They just took the dead body away, just like that.
By 5 a.m., my security man called me from Idumuje that group of people came from the palace, that the OB, that was then, his father has passed on, that the OB sent people to come and get me dead or alive. And they broke through my fence. I will show you the pictures. They cut the fence, pushed it down, and then got in, held my security, tied him, and then broke into my house. All rooms, ransacked all rooms, not only stealing, but they set fire to part of the house, removing everything I have in the house. Set fire on some of them. The ones they couldn't carry, they set them on fire.
The cry for justice, equity, fair treatment and peace is also unanimous as a needed approach for sweetening aggrieved nerves. Will peace return to this community? Will the victim be served justice? Only time will tell.